The time's arrived, good American Catholics. The time to vote, those of you on the far side of the Atlantic, for Donald or for Kamala, or Kamala, however you pronounce her name. Who do we vote for? Certainly not for her. She wants to enshrine abortion, make it the law of the land, make it even more entrenched in the USA than the Supreme Court decision of Roe versus Wade, which back in 1973 found the fiction of a right to abortion in the Constitution of the USA. She's not the one to vote for. But what about Donald himself? Well, of course, he gave us 3 Supreme Court justices who struck down that case in the Dobbs decision. But now he's saying he does not want there to be a federal abortion ban. And an intrepid pro-life advocate, Lila Rose, has criticised him for this and has said that people should not vote for him. I disagree. But am I right, or is she right? After all, if you don't support a nationwide abortion ban, then you're saying you agree to the killing, the murder of unborn children. So she's got a strong point, hasn't she? But what are you to do? If you don't vote for Trump, then Harris will be president. And there's a prospect then of a federal law which will enshrine the right to abortion from coast to coast. Fortunately, we have a canonised Pope who sheds some light on the problem. John Paul II produced this excellent encyclical, Evangelium Vitae, back in the 1990s, and it can shed a lot of light on what you should do as a Catholic today if you're not sure. Here's what St. John Paul II says. In a case like the one just mentioned, when it is not possible to overturn or completely abrogate a pro-abortion law, an elected official whose absolute personal opposition to procured abortion was well known, could licitly support proposals aimed at limiting the harm done by such a law and at lessening its negative consequences at the level of general opinion and public morality. This does not, in fact, represent an illicit cooperation with an unjust law, but rather a legitimate and proper attempt to limit its evil aspects. That's a scenario not exactly the same as the one we're facing, but an absolute ban seems to be out of the question at the moment. What voting for Donald Trump means is that you will limit the harm that might otherwise be caused were Kamala Harris to become president. And that seems to me, on the principle that St. John Paul II enunciated here, that seems to be the right thing to do. So anyone who's a Catholic, who retains even a smidgen of Catholicism, though he may reject everything else but sees the value of life, must go out and vote for Donald Trump. There's no alternative.